Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering the Braxtons, currently airing on WeTV and also the all-black streaming services. This is every Friday, I think at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or possibly 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. One of those times. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel and leave your comments below. Now let's get into this episode. All right, so for me, my review was late. I apologize for anyone on my channel. I'm so conflicted because I got some things to say. Though there are some hard truths that I'm trying to be sensitive to, the unaliving of Tracy. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm dealing with my own personal stuff about this, about me and the personal stuff I have going on with losing a family member, or members with an S. It's a lot. I'm trying to hang on. I am. I thank you for everyone for having your patience. It's only episode 2. It's just kind of, and it's like, in so many ways, I want to go in, but I don't really want to go in, especially dealing with the circumstances that are going on with the Braxton family. But what I saw in this episode, I don't know. The Braxtons were trending since Friday night. Blame is going everywhere about what happened, and we'll get into that. So, they do a good tribute. They've been doing it for Tracy and letting us into Tracy's world and what was going on with her when she had her cancer. They have all these home videos of entertainment. They did karaoke a lot. They watched a lot of Judge Judy. It looks like they really showed up for Tracy in her last days. So the counselor's still going around the bunch and just asking each one how they feel, da-da-da-da-da. Miss Evelyn says that I'm feeling for Kevin. And what do you feel for Kevin? Pain and hurt. And the counselor said, well, what do you feel? She said what she felt. She's no longer in the place of grieving. I can't tell no, I'm just not. I was going to say something, but I'm just not. I can't tell nobody how long to grieve. I think in the black culture, you're just taught to get over stuff. See, just right now, I'm ready to be emotional. I'm sorry. And people think you're crazy if you don't get over it. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Miss Evelyn, if you are healed and whole, great. I hope it's true. I hope you're not putting on the black facade to just toughen up and just be. I hope not. That's all I can say. She says that she gets a lot of visits from Tracy. She talked about first when she was carrying Tracy while pregnant, that she almost lost Tracy 3 times. And then she goes and says that Tracy visits her a lot at night. And a lot of times she knows that when Tracy's communicating with her, however it is, that it's okay. So that's her comfort, and that's how she moves on. Tawanda says that she has processed it well. She says that she still feels Tracy's energy around her, and that helps her to cope. She said that does she have moments like, dang, I wish she was here right now? Yes, but for the most part, she's still able to cope and be okay because she still feels Tracy's presence. They talk about when Tracy was talking about the signs that something was wrong with her. They were filming the last season of Braxton Family Values, and she kept feeling like there was a burning in her throat. And we found out that when she finally went back home after taping or whatever, they told her, go to the doctor, she found out through the doctors that she was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. It was stage 3. The sisters would take their turns in flying back and forth with her, and everyone had the role. I already talked about the karaoke sessions and Judge Judy. Tamar talked about, they played a lot of her favorite Disney movie, which was a black movie, The Princess and the Frog. I may have said this last week, but I'm just remembering this again. Tamar said that Tracy gave Tamar the recipe to her turkey wings. That could have been last week's episode. Evelyn has a memory of when she spent the night with Tracy. She said that you were the best mom ever. That's what Tracy said. This is before she passed. And she said that they ended up embracing all night. Tony talks about, I don't know how I would feel about this. The doctors kept giving these life expectancy terms on Tracy. They would say every month, okay, well, she's got these many days to live. It's only these hours to live. And then they kept saying she's about to go, but then she wouldn't go. It was just like a replay every month. When her time was up, it looked like she had extra time. The council asked the question. I don't remember the question, but it was Trina's turn. She finally just expresses herself that with this grief, she's not free at all. Moments before Tracy was about to go, Trina and Tawanda had a discussion. Tawanda said that you are not strong enough to handle watching Tracy go. And Tawanda said, I knew Tracy wasn't because she's quite sensitive. However, I think she said that she actually went through with it and she realized that she was not strong enough. And she was watching Tracy's energy decline and decline and decline until there was no more. Tamar was there. I do appreciate this. I don't see it for Tamar, but while Trina was expressing her story, Tamar was like, I'm sorry. She was trying to console. She did ask at some point, Trina, can I touch you? And Trina said no. And Tawanda said no, she doesn't like to be touched because that's going to make her cry more. The only way that she's been able to cope, Trina, is by eating. She eats emotionally, and she drinks a lot. She was trying to make it funny and all that good stuff. And the doctor, the counselor says, what does all this do for you? It satisfies her, she says. And it helps me to escape. And it separates myself from actually thinking about what she did experience. And she also says for 2 years, she does not sleep at night. And the reason she doesn't want to sleep at night, she doesn't want the darkness there. She doesn't want to see Tracy or anything from that nature. So she doesn't even fall asleep until the sun comes up. She said that she sees Tracy every day. And as far as what's going on with her, she don't know what to do with it. And she knows how her thought process is, and it would be a lot for her, and she doesn't know how to handle it. The doctor just said mildly, you're not just dealing with grief. You're dealing with post-traumatic stress. That's trauma, y'all. That's what she's dealing with. And us black people always have to avoid stuff and act like we're strong. And this is the mentality that was rooted in slavery. It's not like we could just share our emotions. It's not like we could have an off day. It's not like we had a moment of rest. You had to keep on going. Or you die. Or you get sold off. Or you get beat. Or you get raped. And that's been instilled down through generation to generation to generation. I'll never say that slavery was a quote unquote good thing. However, it's a double-edged sword. And I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. Hopefully you can travel down this road. It made us into the people we are. It made the best out of us, and it made the worst out of us. I'll say it in that way, so I don't offend anyone. Slavery is all wrong. It did build something in us that was good and then also evil that we passed down throughout all of these generations since then. Oh yeah, Tawanda already talked about hers, how she copes and all that. Trina talks about how close we were while Tracy was going through her stuff. It's like when she passed, we all went back to our corners, into our own ecosystems. It didn't even check up on each other, didn't stay connected and all that good stuff. No closeness. I forgot who said I miss my friend. But Tracy was just, they go on and give her more tribute. Tracy was like a 24-hour pot of coffee. She would turn on. I think they discovered that Tracy was the glue to the family, even though she was pushed out and disrespected in many ways. She really was the glue, even though she stayed all the way in Maryland while everyone else was living part of their dreams, at least. Yeah, Tony said Tracy was the glue. Tony, where are you in the process? She thinks that she's in the anger stage of the process. She keeps it suppressed, and she thinks it's her role. And the counselor stayed right there and said, why is that? Well, what was put on her as the eldest is to be the strong one, to actually say, to express and all that. I couldn't. I had to suck it up and think about everyone else. And she said that she's more trained about doing things for her family, even before her children. I said, that is some wicked stuff. Not on Tony's part solely. That is some wicked stuff that is going on in the family. That you instilled so much about family. Family was a god, an idol god in the Braxton home. That's the only way I can really express it. I'm just letting you know. There was a lot of idols, but I'm just pointing out this one. That was an idol god. You put that family before your own seed, your own generation that you need to raise up and prepare to live in this world. That's a lot. And she feels guilt because she feels like she should have been the first one to go. She's the one that had the illness, and she was mad at God about it. Hopefully she's in a better place as far as her anger towards God. How she kind of copes with it is that she goes back to a place before she had her big break. There was peace there. Like, that's like over 30-something, 40, almost 30-something years ago. But Tony, these are your feelings. I'm just running through my mind what's going on. You sure before you got your big break, wouldn't it be as soon as you got away from your family that everything was starting lining up for you? That's my feelings, because if they made you feel like this and this, that, wouldn't it have been great to have some freedom from that? That's just my thoughts. But you feel how you feel. So they turn to Kevin Jr. He says that he hurts every day. Grieving his mother and also losing his wife at the same time, it's just not a good feeling. And then someone comes to the door unexpectedly. And everyone's hearing what's going on, and they're asking what's happening right now, because he still had the Zoom call on. And Tamar was like, it sounds like the police. And Tawanda's like, oh, what's going on here? Everyone's in confusion. So Kevin Jr., he comes back to the screen after hearing whom we believe is the police. Tawanda is going to go check on him. Tawanda says, you know, this is his stuff, his business, and he needs to tell you. At that point, other issues start coming out with the sisters, and Tamar was the spearhead of that by saying, see, y'all be having all these secrets, just be having all these... And Tony, but before we get there, Tawanda ends up walking out, and the counselor says, you know, check on Kevin Jr., and she does that. So Tony was like, what are you talking about, these secrets and all that? I'm lost, just like you, so what's going on? So at this point, it's time for Tamar to speak because she was triggered very heavily. I think Trina ended up saying that this is Kevin's business, Immediately, Tony senses that something is off as Tamar is yapping at the mouth, Our energy got defensive. Tawanda comes back and she says, yes, that was the police. And someone sent in a tip anonymously that Kevin Jr. had a warrant. Basically, he had to go down to jail at this point. And Tamar, through everything that they were discussing, going back and forth, Tamar's like, you know, I just don't beg for sisterhood anymore. I don't beg for time. I don't beg for friendship. Tony was like, even after all this time, I'm trying to understand my sister Tamar. And I hope that she gets to a place where she's able to just tell the truth. Because when Tamar says stuff, it's always in this general lashing out that you don't really get to the sore problem and saying you. She'll say it in a group or whatever, or in this generalized way, and it's just like, oh my Lord, Tamar. Tamar feels like that they just keep her isolated and don't want to deal with her, and I would understand it. Tamar, you are a lot. I don't know who understands you, but somebody obviously understands you, I guess. Hopefully they do. Trina says to Tamar, what are you talking about? 9 out of 10 times, when you call and say you need me to be there, I'm there for you, right? Right? Like, it took Tamar a while to even answer, to actually tell the truth. And said yes. So I'm not understanding. You're near Tony in LA, so what's going on? So obviously the issue is Trina, but you blaming the whole sisters for Trina. Tawanda says, anytime you call, don't I pick up or call you, whatever? Yeah, you started calling me when filming started. To me, I don't think Tamar is not telling the truth about that. She said the last time that we spoke was around my birthday. Tawanda says it. And now it's March, and Tamar's laughing. She's doing all this acrobat stuff. Tamar, if you want to be heard at this point, you got to stop with all the flamboyance and all this. We don't need that, especially if you want to be respected at all, at any level. Tawanda's at this point, she's kind of got this nice, nasty, not even nice, nasty. She has this nasty way at handling people, especially Tamar. And basically, she's trying to say, I'm on the energy that you are on. I respect where people are, and that's where I leave them. As far as sisterhood and all that, she says that, Tawanda says, well, I'm numb to all this. And the counselor's like, well, you know, numbness is still a feeling. It's you actually burying down how you really feel, so you don't have to do, you channel it in a different way, so you don't have to really deal with it. And Tawanda was hearing her, but she would not even confess that. This numbness is a fake healing. It's apathetic about a situation, and numbness is a bad place to be in because you're not sensitive to anything or anyone about whatever the situation is, or even about yourself. So they go back and forth for a little while. Tawanda has this arrogance about her. As much as I don't see it for Tamar, and I think that she is the most culpable in this whole situation, Tawanda is nasty too. Tawanda gets away with it because she does not act out in the same way as Tamar does. Tamar is this flamboyant, bratty, annoying type of way of handling things. However, she can still be that. She's very condescending, and I think she's condescending to Tamar because she knows she can get away with it because of how Tamar acts and how people will really put all the blame on her, so to speak, if you get my drift. Again, I do say that Tamar is the most culpable in this whole situation, but Tawanda got her part that's not recognized because it looks like because she's calm and so reserved, and she's really looking down because I don't act like that, and you do. That don't mean that you guys aren't nasty. Aren't equally nasty. Then all of a sudden, Evelyn has her outburst. I'm sick and tired, and y'all act like enemies. I lost a child. And then y'all gonna act like this? Nothing you've learned out of this whole situation? Then she walks off. Miss Evelyn, this is all I gotta say. I felt nothing for your outburst. You and Mr. Braxton are the root to why your 40, 50, and almost 60-year-old children are the way that they are. You hear what your children are dealing with. Of course, you don't know how to really help them in this whole situation, but you're not concerned about it. Y'all trying to find healing, and nobody will really get to the root of it. Nobody is going to blame Mama Evelyn for nothing, because Daddy Braxton was the one that ran out and cheated on their mother. Tracy felt a lot of hurt because she still was a daddy's girl. She still wanted a relationship with Dad Braxton, despite what he did. To this day, you don't forgive him, but it's still look at God. No, look at you. I didn't want to say this, but it's just like, lady, you are performing, and a lot of black people perform. There's pride. Pride rules the black culture, the black race. I'll say it that way. Pride rules there. They don't want to deal with the truth. The realest thing about the black culture, is that if we lived in the hood and got it out the mud, and y'all think that y'all just so whatever. No, you're not. Y'all got pride and arrogant issues because you don't want to deal with nothing. Don't care how you hurt people. Don't just go on with life. So I don't really care too much about your outbursts, Miss Evelyn. And at your age, I don't think that you will get any better. And honestly, I believe that the sisters are waiting for you to go so they don't have to deal with each other again. Tawanda does not mess with Tamar. Tawanda was trying to put the blame on Tamar. However, Tawanda just say you don't like her, and that's that. Now, y'all online saying that she's jealous that Tamar got the recognition. I don't think so. I don't think that's it. There's stuff that's deep. I don't get it. I think it's hard to see someone who has been so obnoxious and disgusting get the recognition. I don't think it's because she's jealous, though. It's like, Tamar, you are talented and you have an anointing on you. However, I just don't care anymore for you as an artist. Like, it's hard to receive from you. And that's why I'm turned off. I'm turned off. And only people that are hanging around you is because they see the gift inside of you but can't tell you the truth about you. Tamar says she's been through grief counseling. She's this, I've been through it all. Because Tony was like, I think we need to come back together. She's like, for what? Because y'all got this going on. So Tamar and Tawanda, I don't know what's gonna happen, but whatever. There's more episodes and I'm trying to hang on. Of course, you saw me getting emotional. I was not wanting to get emotional. I didn't even know if I would or not. I did. Sorry. I'm not even gonna say sorry, but it wasn't intended to do that. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. To give me your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know how you feel. I'm playing this by ear and trying to stick this through. But I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. And also, you can subscribe to my channel. And please leave your comments below. Until the next one, peace.